$2,000. That is how much a housekeeper at the Ritz-Carlton can spend on you, right now, today. Per guest, per incident, with no manager's approval, no form, and nobody's permission. It's been that way since 1983. Now here's the number that matters more. The average profit margin for a motel in the United States is about 12%. In the economy segment, the average room goes for under $100 a night. So, $2,000 of authority handed to a housekeeper at a business where the entire room sells for $85. Every week somebody posts that Ritz-Carlton fact online and a few thousand people share it and feel inspired. Almost nobody asks the obvious question, which is the only question that matters if you actually own a small hotel. Would that work for me? Or would it destroy me? So that's what this video is. 3 famous hotel management rules, all real, all documented, all from companies that genuinely won with them. And I'm going to run each one against the real economics of a small motel and give you a straight verdict. Steal it, translate it, or don't touch it. With the actual number you'd use instead, because most hotel advice is written for hotels that already won. And copying what a rich hotel spends is the fastest way to go broke imitating success. Rule 1, the Ritz-Carlton $2,000 rule, the famous one, and the one that fails. The practice. Since 1983, under Horst Schulze, every single Ritz-Carlton employee, housekeeper, doorman, waiter, anyone, has been authorized to spend up to $2,000 per guest, per incident, to solve a problem or create a moment. No approval needed. There's a companion habit called the daily lineup. Every Ritz-Carlton on Earth starts each shift discussing the same service standard on the same day, plus a real wow story from a real employee. The proof, it isn't folklore. Ritz-Carlton became the first hotel company ever to win the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, and then won it a second time, and the stories are documented. My favorite is a family who checked out of a Ritz-Carlton and left behind their small son's toy train. Not a wallet, not a passport, a toy. The hotel found it, and rather than put it in a lost property box and send a form email, staff posted the toy home with a photo album of the train enjoying the rest of its holiday at the hotel. By the pool, at the spa, wearing sunglasses. Nobody rang head office to ask permission for that. Nobody could have written a policy for it. Somebody on shift simply decided it was worth doing, and they already had the authority to do it. And here is where everybody stops. They stop at empower your people, feel good, and close the tab. The suspicion. Let me say the quiet part. If you run a 14-room motel and you tell your front desk they can spend $2,000 per guest, you will not become the Ritz-Carlton. You will be out of business by autumn. At a 12% margin, one $2,000 gesture needs roughly $16,000 of room revenue to pay for itself. At $85 a night, that's about 190 room nights. One generous afternoon just consumed half a year of a small motel's profit on a single guest. So the rule as written is not just unhelpful for you, it's dangerous. The test. But watch what the number actually is, because this is the part nobody quotes. The Ritz didn't pick $2,000 because they're generous. They picked it because they did arithmetic. They calculated that a loyal Ritz-Carlton guest is worth around $250,000 to them over a lifetime. $2,000 against a $250,000 relationship is 0.8%. It isn't a grand gesture. It's a rounding error on a $250,000 customer. The Ritz-Carlton is not being romantic. They are being extremely coldly rational, and the internet has been misquoting them as generous for 40 years. So the correct question was never, can I afford $2,000? It's, what is one of my guests actually worth, and what's my version of that number? Now do your own. A roadside motel guest is not worth $250,000. Some never come back at all. But here's the thing that makes this workable. Your saves are cheap too. The Ritz sometimes has to fly a toy across a continent. You don't. Your entire menu of fixes is comp tonight's room, refund a night, move them to your best room, hand them $20 for dinner because their shower ran cold. Your most expensive possible save is one night's rate. The verdict. Translate it, don't copy it. The $2,000 does not transfer. Nothing about it survives contact with a 12% margin. But the structure transfers completely, and it's free. 1. Pick a number. For most small motels, it is one night's rate. Call it $80 to $100. 2. Give it away without approval. Anyone on shift can spend up to that, on the spot, to fix a guest's problem. No phone call to you, no form. 3. Cap the frequency, not the authority. Once per guest, per stay. Log it in one line, review it monthly. 4. Steal the daily lineup for free. It costs nothing. 5 minutes at shift change, one standard, one real story from yesterday. This is the half of the Ritz system that costs $0, and it's the half almost nobody copies. The number is not the lesson, having a number is the lesson. And here's what that actually looks like on a Tuesday. It's 10 at night, a guest comes to the desk, the room next door has a couple arguing through the wall, and they've got a job interview in the morning. Right now, in most small motels, one of two things happens. Either the person on the desk says, "I'm sorry, we're fully booked," and the guest lies awake furious and leaves a 2-star review that costs you bookings for 18 months. Or they ring you at home, wake you up, and you make the decision badly, because it's 10 at night. With a number, there's a third option, and it takes 40 seconds. The desk moves them to the best empty room, or knocks tonight's rate off, or hands them a voucher for breakfast across the road. Nobody phones anybody, it's inside the number, so it's already approved. The cost to you is at most one night, $85. The cost of the alternative is a review that 100 strangers read while deciding whether to stop at your place. That comparison is not close, and it's the same comparison the Ritz-Carlton ran in 1983. They just ran it with bigger numbers. That's one down, and it already flipped the famous version on its head. 2 to go, and the third one is the one I'd actually steal first if I owned a motel tomorrow. Quick thing while we're here. If you run a small property, tell me in the comments what your number would be. One night's rate? Less? I read them all, and I'm genuinely curious where people land. And if this is useful, subscribe. It's free, and it's the whole reason these keep getting made. Right. Rule 2, and this one starts with an insult. Rule 2. citizenM, subtract on purpose, the one you think you're already doing. The practice. citizenM, out of the Netherlands, made 2 decisions at once. First, they deleted the org chart. There is essentially one job title, ambassador, and that person checks you in, makes your drink, fixes your problem, and tells you where to eat. Second, they killed the expensive extras. No fine dining restaurant, no spa, no minibar, no room service. Rooms are identical, about 14 square meters, built in a factory and stacked on site. The proof: reported profit per square meter is around double a comparable upscale hotel. The suspicion, and every motel owner watching just thought the same thing. Well, I've already done that. I don't have a restaurant. I don't have a spa. I've never had room service in my life. I'm already citizenM. No, you're not. And the difference between you and them is the entire lesson. The test: citizen took the money they saved and spent it. That's the move. The room is genuinely tiny, 14 square meters, but inside it there's a wall-to-wall bed with serious linen, blackout blinds, a good shower, fast Wi-Fi, proper design. They subtracted in one place specifically so they could overspend in another. The average struggling motel subtracted too, but it didn't subtract on purpose. It subtracted by neglect, one thing at a time, as money got tight. And crucially, the saved money didn't go anywhere. It just stopped being spent. That's the test, and it's brutally simple. Point at what you removed. Now point at what you upgraded with the money. If you can't name the second thing, you haven't copied citizenM. You've just got a cheap motel. Here's the version that works at your scale, with the arithmetic done. That sad continental breakfast. The individually wrapped muffins, the industrial juice machine you have to clean every morning, the urn of coffee that's been sitting since 6. Say it costs you $3 a guest, and you're running 14 rooms at somewhere around half full. That's roughly $7,500 a year going into food that most of your guests walk straight past on the way to their car. Now spend that instead. $7,500 buys you new mattresses across a small motel in about 2 years, or blackout curtains and proper door seals in every room this season. Or a decent shower head and a good towel in 14 bathrooms with money left over. Because a guest at an $85 motel is buying exactly one thing: 6 hours of unconsciousness and a hot shower. And it isn't a muffin. That's the whole citizenM move shrunk to your size. They didn't get cheaper, they got narrower, and then they got noticeably better at the narrow thing. The verdict works, but only with the second half. Subtraction on its own is not a strategy. It's just being poor, and your guests can tell the difference instantly. Steal it like this. Remove one thing this quarter that guests don't value. Take the exact money it was costing and visibly put it into the bed, the shower, or the silence. Then say it out loud in your listing: no breakfast, because we spent it on the beds. That sentence does two jobs. It turns a missing feature into a deliberate choice, and it tells a stranger what you actually care about. Rule 3. Premier Inn. Promise one thing in cash. The one to steal first. The practice. Premier Inn in the UK does something almost no big hotel group does. No franchising at all. Whitbread owns and operates every single hotel, and they make exactly one promise, backed by money: the goodnight guarantee. If you don't sleep well, you get your money back. The proof: it's the UK's largest hotel brand, over 800 hotels and around 85,000 rooms across the UK and Ireland. The suspicion: your first reaction is correct, and I want to honor it. I have 14 rooms and a 12% margin. If I promise refunds, people will take me for a ride. One bad night, and there goes my profit for the week. That's a real fear. Let's test it properly. The test: start with why Premier Inn did it at all. A budget hotel cannot win on features. It can't out-spa anyone, can't out-restaurant anyone, can't out-lobby anyone. So they picked the single thing a budget guest is genuinely buying: sleep, and put cash behind it. Everything else about Premier Inn is deliberately, proudly ordinary. Now look at your actual situation, because it's more extreme than theirs, not less. A stranger is driving past your motel at 9 at night. They have never heard of you. There is no brand behind you telling them the sheets are clean. The single biggest thing standing between you and that booking is, they don't know if your rooms are grim. A money-back promise answers that in about 5 words. It is the cheapest marketing a small property can possibly buy, because you only pay when you fail. And the abuse worry mostly solves itself with structure. Refund the night, not the stay. Require they tell you before checkout, which means you get the chance to actually fix it. And most people take the fix instead of the money. And one per stay. Here's the honest catch, and it's the reason this rule isn't free. A guarantee on a product you haven't fixed is just a refund machine. If your walls are paper thin and the mattresses are 15 years old, do not promise a good night's sleep. You'll pay out every week and deserve to. The guarantee only works after you've spent the citizenM money from Rule 2, which means these 3 aren't independent. Rule 2 pays for Rule 3. The verdict: steal this one first. Of the 3, this is the one with the best fit for a small property, the lowest cost, and the fastest payback. It costs nothing until you fail. It forces you to fix the one thing that matters, and it directly attacks the exact hesitation that stops a stranger booking an unknown motel. Pick the one thing you're genuinely good at and guarantee it in cash. And be specific, because a specific promise is believable and a vague one isn't. The hottest shower on this highway, or tonight's free. Sleep well or don't pay. Spotless or we refund the night. Just tell us before you leave. Notice none of those promise you're the best motel in America. Each promises one thing, and each is small enough that a stranger believes it. That's the trick. A budget property loses when it makes a big vague claim, because nobody believes a big vague claim from a building they've never heard of. It wins by making one narrow promise it can absolutely keep, and then keeping it. And there's a second effect that Premier Inn certainly knows about and rarely gets credit for. The moment you promise something in cash, you find out the truth about your own motel. If the refunds come in, you don't have a marketing problem, you have a room 11 problem. And now you know which room, and you can go fix it. A guarantee isn't just an offer to your guests, it's a measuring instrument pointed at yourself. The answer? So, 3 famous rules, 3 different verdicts. The Ritz is $2,000. Don't copy it. Copy the arithmetic behind it and run your own. Your number is one night's rate. citizenM's subtraction. You're half doing it already. The half you're missing is spending the savings somewhere a guest can feel. Premier Inn's guarantee. Take it this quarter. And now the pattern, which is the only thing worth actually remembering. Look at what survived the test and what didn't. The rule that failed was the one built on spending. $2,000 only makes sense on top of a $250,000 customer, and you don't have one of those. The 2 that transferred are the ones built on a decision. Subtracting on purpose costs nothing. Promising one thing costs nothing until you break it. Neither of them requires a luxury balance sheet. They require you to choose something and mean it. That's the line, and it's most of what separates useful hotel advice from inspirational noise. Don't copy what rich hotels spend. Copy what they decide, because a big hotel's budget is not available to you and never will be. But every one of these companies made their real money on a decision that was free. Who gets to say yes? What gets removed? What gets promised? Horst Schulze's radical act in 1983 wasn't the $2,000. It was deciding a housekeeper's judgment was worth trusting. You can make that exact decision tomorrow morning for nothing. 3 rules, 1 motel, 1 honest answer. If you want to see what happens to the hotels that never made any of these decisions, that's most of this channel. 12 dead hotels of Texas and 12 more of California are 1 click away, because every empty room tells a story. I'll see you in the next one.